I'm James Finney, and here is your morning market brief. We first begin overseas, this with the major Asian Pacific markets mostly on the upside. However, the Shanghai Composite is trading down roughly 0.68%. The major European markets are mostly in the red, and U.S. stock futures are pointing towards a flat open. Now, German Finance Minister Wolfgang Schäuble reiterated today that Greece would have to meet its obligations in order to receive its next tranche of loans. And he also added that member states had to advise their own budgetary problems at the same time. Now, looking at the Eurozone, the ECB, as expected, kept its benchmark interest rates unchanged at 1.5%, and Jean-Claude Trichet began to speak right after that, and since that point, the euro currency has continued to decline. Meanwhile, the Bank of England saw its interest rates also remain steady, and it decided against any major easing. And keeping in Europe, Spanish industrial production figures plunged by a total of 5.7% during the month of July, the most in more than a year. This after only posting a 2.6% decline the previous month. And just released out of the United States, the international trade gap shrank to a reading of $44.8 billion, and initial jobless claims figures rose to a reading of 414,000 versus 412,000 the previous reading. And in company news, ratings agency Fitch warned today that it might downgrade the credit ratings of both China as well as Japan within the next 2 years, this as their banks continue to struggle with massive debt loads. And in earnings report, Smithfield Foods Incorporated, the world's biggest pork producer, posted an 8% rise in its first quarter net income. And President Obama will deliver his big job speech today at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and he is expected to unveil a $300 billion jobs package that will be split between tax cuts, infrastructure spending, as well as transfer payments to state and local governments.